I'm here at the Haven Pomona with Versus Self. So, who are you guys and what do you guys do in the band?
I'm Kyle. I play guitar and do vocals.
My name is Frankie. I play drums.
So, what inspired the name Versus Self?
It was like I think it was English 3. It was some high school English class. And we were learning about like the different styles of literary conflict. So there's like character versus society, character versus character versus nature, character versus self was one of them. And that kind of just like stuck with me. It actually was my like Instagram handle for a while, and then when I was trying to find a band name, I was like, my Instagram handle is pretty cool. So then I changed my Instagram handle to Versus Kyle, and yeah.
That's cool. Okay, what is your guys' music influences?
When we first started, I really wanted to sound like Braid, but I don't think that we ever got there. Definitely like Cap and Jazz, Algernon Cadwallader, American football are all pretty big for me.
Yeah, I just have to say the same. Yeah.
So what is your guys' music guilty pleasures?
Oh, dude, hell yeah. That's a good question. No, you can answer first. That's a good question, though.
I'm not like huge on guilty pleasures. Like I just kind of like what I like. A lot of the music that I listen to, I think people probably wouldn't guess. I like a lot of like very calm music. Like I like Big Thief. There's no way that's even considered a guilty pleasure though. Big Thief. I don't know. I listen to a lot of dance punk. I'm trying to think of shit that like if I said people would like cringe. I know there's a lot of shit that I like that people are like, what the fuck? It's one of those things where anytime you try to think of a band, your like mind goes blank. Yeah. But
I'm trying to think of one that like you said, I've been like, really?
Yeah.
Because you have said something and I was like, damn, oh yeah. Right,
yeah, I don't know. I like a lot of cringy shit probably.
Dude, like, I mean, yeah, I guess it's not really guilty pleasure, but like Blink 182. It's like one of my favorite bands ever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even like sometimes their new stuff is pretty good, but
I tried to listen to that new song and I couldn't.
Oh, no, this new record sucks. Everything like after Neighborhoods is horrible, but pre-Neighborhoods is pretty fire. Yeah. That's mine, I think.
Let's see. What song of yours has a sentimental meaning to you guys, or you guys just really enjoy playing live?
So most of them have like a sentimental meaning for me. I would say right now, Francis has a very sentimental meaning to me, like just because it's the most recent one, so that one sticks out the most. Mourn for me, because that one's about like my dad. I mean, they all really do. Maudlin was one of the hardest hitting ones for me for a long time, like lyrically, because that one was written like very close to me getting sober, and it's basically about like a fear of relapsing, which is like huge fear for me. Not so much anymore, because like I've seen how much better my life is without alcohol, so like I'm not really afraid of drinking anymore, because I'm like, why the fuck would I do that? I'd like ruin my life, probably end up dying. But yeah,
it's pretty cool. I'm not the original drummer, as many may know, so like it's cool that from being a fan I've kind of made my own like perception of the songs, and like having like made my own sentimental value to them. And one song that's always stuck with me and like Kyle and all of them was like Worthless. It was the first song I heard by them. It's off, like I think it's the first one on the demo, right? Yeah. So when I first put the demo on, it was the first song that kind of caught my attention to enjoying their music. And then even what Kyle said, like Mourn and stuff, losing my father at a young age as well. Kind of any song about like a loved one passing away, you can always relate to it. So, yeah.
What is your guys' thoughts on the Screamo scene?
Like just in abroad, like
yeah, like how
how
like
it's going?
like the California screamo scene, like this scene.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick. It's what's up. It's cool that there is a screamo scene, because like I know when Versus Self first started, it was like we were playing with grindcore bands and like punk bands and shit, like, or more like Gavin Dance style bands, which, you know, so like I feel like we never quite fit in. We were always like too punk or not punk enough. So we were always just kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. So it's really cool that now there's like a lot of bands. It's like a really thriving scene. There's a lot of really good music. Yeah, I think it's cool how passionate everyone is, and like how much all of the people who come out to the shows seem to enjoy everything. Like it feels like everyone comes for every band. Like everyone is just excited to be there seeing music. So I think it's a really cool scene.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle said it best. Yeah. I'm just probably going to say some dumb shit, so that's probably best I don't speak.
Okay, so what's some advice you guys would give to you guys' younger selves? And do you think your younger self would have thought you'd big here right now?
Here comes Dante.
The man in black. What an idiot.
I wish I could go back in time and give Dante some advice to not have his phone on Do Not Disturb mode.
Or drink beer.
Like chatting it up.
Or listen to ska music.
What if we asked Dante what his
Or like
guilty
hoop stank.
pleasures are?
Dante, what's your...
Dante has the
shit.
best. Dante really
What?
does.
What was it?
What's your music guilty pleasure?
Oh!
It's not even a guilty pleasure.
No, yeah,
What's
it's
your
not.
music he genuinely likes?
Nah, I really fuck with Gwen Stefani.
No, that's not a guilty pleasure. She's awesome.
Oh, introduce yourself, too.
My name is Dante. I play tambourine and do
tambourine.
screaming in Versus Self.
Oh, God.
And vocals. Guilty pleasure?
Do a good one, dude. Like, you said hoop stank before. That was fucking hilarious.
That's everywhere now. That is everywhere
So
now.
do like they do like another one that's on the cusp of that.
All right, you want one?
I said blink.
That's not a guilty pleasure. Or if you said Blink, I'm gonna say Prince, cause like, but that's not a guilty pleasure though. I'm like, Prince rocks.
Yeah, no, Prince is cool. Prince is valid.
Why would Blink be a guilty pleasure?
Good
There's
one, dude.
new
What's
two
some
songs
dumb
slapped.
ska band you like or something?
Oh, the Specials. Specials. Clash I like, but no, I would say like lately I've been into like, you know, more pop. So like, yeah. Pop rock, if that makes sense, because it's just catchy. Like, you heard that song Call Me Maybe?
You like that?
It's a pretty catchy song.
That's what I was looking for.
Hey, I just met you.
We got
And
it.
this is great. Yeah, I'll go. Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Okay, so
We were at the younger self question.
yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah, gotcha.
here, I don't remember what it was called. What it said. Oh, what advice would you guys give to your guys' younger self, and what do you think your younger self would think of you now?
I would tell my younger self to check my fucking ego.
Fuck.
And I think my younger self would like make fun of me now. I still definitely hold on to a lot of like this. I was very, very, very idealistic, which I still am, but I was like way more outspoken about it. I think my younger self would probably think I'm like, I don't know, too accepting of, which sounds fucked up, but like too accepting of people who hold
people,
different.
period. I'm just
Yeah. Too accepting of like people who think differently than I do, I guess. Like I used to be like a militant vegan and like super duper like anti-religion and like all this other stuff. But,
Here we go.
yeah, I would tell myself, yeah, check your ego and quit drinking earlier would have been cool.
Yeah, I would tell myself the exact opposite. You know, I'd tell myself to start drinking earlier, smoking earlier. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Be like, hey, you're the fucking shit.
Hey,
Act like it.
yeah.
Keep it up.
Hey.
Like, you're doing great.
Hey, you know, you stop smoking weed, don't stop. Keep it going. Keep that party going. Nah, I think my younger self would be like in awe that we're doing what we're doing right now. I think.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think the shows we've been doing and like the tours we've been on, the people we've been able to meet. I even think about it like now, like how grateful like I am, and then like even if I were to be able to talk to like 8-year-old, 10-year-old me, like how stoked they would be, and like they probably wouldn't believe it, you know what I mean? Because I mean, I think even sometimes now we catch ourselves in like shock that we're able to do this, you know. It was such an obscure genre, you know. It was very like it sounds cliche but underground, but now it's like so like it's even above most like big genres, you know. I could even say like pop and whatnot. So I think all of us could say we'd all be pretty stoked like in the younger version, especially Dante.
Yeah.
This fool's a nerd.
Straight.
Nah, Dante was not a square. Dante is now a square. Dante has now turned into a square.
I just realized me and Dante are like matching.
Oh, the Catalyst tees. Hey.
You got a stain on yours too?
No.
Oh, okay. No, we're not matching.
You have anything that you'd want to tell your younger self, or like what your younger self would think?
I think like I kind of relate to Kyle. He'd kind of be like laughing at me in a sense, because like when I was like growing up, like
I got laughed at when I was.
So
I've had enough of that. already.
never into like
I've been good.
the hardest of hardcore, like screamo in a sense. Like I had an idea of what it was, but like I feel like younger me would be like, really that like sort of thing. But like also went on like what Frankie said, like living out dreams and stuff, and just like playing shows and just being able to like do it and have fun, you know. Because like one thing I like to tell people too is kind of just start a band with your friends, you know. Just start a band with like people you like know and trust musically, you know. Because since like 7th or 8th grade, when I was like in like concert band or whatever, I would tell my friends, be like, we should start a band, but like we're all playing the saxophone. So it's kind of just like, it's cool now to be like, oh, it actually got somewhere. So like just keep doing. I would say just like do it with your heart. It was what I would tell them. Keep doing it. Yeah, just keep doing it.
Just anything.
Yeah, keep doing it.
Drugs, alcohol.
Drugs. do it all.
Okay, so we're halfway through the interview, and I have a little gift for you guys.
Is it a first press? No, I was kidding.
It's beer and weed.
It's self-titled. Yo.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So sick.
That's you. Hell. That's so sick.
It's for you guys to keep. It's your guys' son,
That'll be
daughter,
our,
We gotta
our
person.
core animal.
We gotta put it in the practice space.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We should name him.
Yeah, what are you guys gonna name him?
What do we think?
What's a good name?
Like an animal name? Or
It's like
human
something
name?
between like a cheetah and a bear. If that's somewhere we could start.
We can't do Chester. Can we do Chester?
Maybe Chester. I don't know. I feel like that's too important of a thing to like do right now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if I make that decision,
You guys
right
have
now,
9 months to
2 a.m. was
decide.
gonna text a group chat.
It'll
I figured it out.
So I found a name after long thought.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
Was it pretty hard to sew, or did you?
I sewed it.
That's so. Yeah, was it pretty hard?
Yeah, it was like really hard.
'Cause you
It's,
can't
so
see
much
the
burn,
back.
you know?
Yeah,
I just had to
yeah,
I had to take needle out and then like, okay, they don't want me to do it.
That backstitch crazy.
Great job, though. Hell yeah, thank you.
Of course. Little gift for you guys.
That's a nice
Okay, so these are some questions that like I asked around for them, like because I know I make questions, but I know other people want to ask different questions, you know. So, what is your guys' thoughts on your guys' popularity on TikTok?
Oh god.
Be honest, we need it to be juicy.
So
Y'all want the fucking tea?
I don't even have a TikTok. Like I got a TikTok at one point, but I have like ADHD, and TikTok and ADHD are like very bad for each other. Like they're like besties. Like I'll just sit there and fucking, what do you call it? Scrolling on it.
You'll veg out.
I'm also like 31, so I'm like, what is it called? What do you mean?
They're
But
always asking me how to use their iPhone and stuff. It's crazy. All right, anyways.
so
Where was that at?
so I don't know. I think it's wild because like it's not like, I know there are a lot of bands right now. Like I've heard there's certain things with like record labels and stuff where they'll get mad at their artists if they're not on TikTok enough, like, oh, you need to make something that could go viral on TikTok and stuff, and people get like kind of like fed up with stuff like that, and we're like haven't put anything into it at all, and it's just like definitely TikTok is where a lot of people found us. So I think that's pretty wild.
All right, so Kyle had the positive take. Let's talk some shit. So I think there's two different types of like TikTok like situations. I think there's the bands who use the app and like that's what helps them grow, and I think there's bands who like just end up on TikTok, such as us and most other screamo bands, because really there's none who are using TikTok the way it's going to be used for like promoting and all that stuff. So I think the bands who don't ask for it, you know what I mean, it just happens. I think that's out of our control. But I think when it comes to the app itself, I do think in a sense it is kind of like not ruining, but like putting kind of a cliche on some of the bands. Because I mean, we hear it all the time, not like all the time, but we hear it from like our friends or like other people that are like, oh, like you guys are like a TikTok band. And I think even Kyle sent a post of someone being like, oh, we saw the TikTok band. And it's like we don't ask for that, and we understand that like people aren't going to understand that, and they're going to have their own opinion. Like as long as we know that we're not like feeding into it, it's pretty chilling. But I just think it's also creating this thing where like it's
Go touch grass.
not even in that sense, but just like where people are always on their phone at shows. It kind of it's social status thing where like that's what they want. They want to post where they are, not like necessarily take a photo for like their personal like selves. You know what I mean? I think there's a difference between the two of like, I really like the song, I'd love to like rewatch this.
Yeah.
But I think there's also like, I just want to post this on my story, on my TikTok, and I think that is kind of like in itself putting a little like weird thing on the like bands in the scene and stuff. But it's all love, you know what I mean? Like again, like what Kyle said, like the growth that it's given us, because there is a lot of people too who've found us and I mean, so many other bands on TikTok, and I think those people can be considered, you know, like real fans, because no matter which way you find music, you know, you're still into music. Yeah.
Can I?
No.
I also like on that whole like on their phones the whole set type thing. Like I totally get it. You want to post on your story like what show you're out, and this doesn't just go for like versus self shows, but just shows in general. Like if you want to post it on your story, I get it. Like just like, you know, all you got to do is take out your phone, get like a little snippet, then everyone knows where you were at. You don't have to fucking film the whole thing.
Yeah, for real. It is.
I was gonna say like the TikTok thing is like, yeah, when you're saying about like how like the record labels, what Kyle was saying about the record labels and how like they're like, oh, like you got to be posting something. Like this is all fans that like kind of did like the versus self stuff. So which is why it's like kind of like mind blowing too, in the sense of like that many people keep posting about it. So it's like little effort from us and or you know from everyone, and like it got to where it needed or where it is. But yeah, the TikTok thing's pretty crazy. I would say it helped out a lot, and like, yeah, just enjoy the show. Like, I think it's like some of them are pretty funny though. There's some funny ones. But and then every now and then you see the one you're like, okay, like,
yeah, it's a little crazy.
All right, like that's cool. I guess
the thirst traps are bananas, bro. Like, you're not getting any females with that. I'm telling you.
Straight.
You're scaring them,
bros.
Yeah.
The dudes.
Yeah, you're scaring them away, bro.
They're gonna get all this trouble.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy. Yeah. That Posey band Numbers gets way too many thirst traps.
I just realized there's a number sticker on this phone.
I was looking at that, and I was like, that's pretty. That's OG.
Damn.
I haven't seen those in a cool minute.
You probably could sell it on Depop along with many of the other T-shirts that are on there right now for $85.
With the Aussie collection.
Back to the collection.
Okay, so someone asked if you guys ever, because you guys hit 1 million streams for yesterday. Yeah, and so someone asked if you guys have ever thought of like signing onto a label, because I know you guys have Self First Records, but someone asked if you would sign onto a different label.
So we have like stuff coming out through like Larry Records, I don't know, like, because Larry is like a very screamo label, like very indie, like gets
It's
it.
the self-verse of East Coast, basically.
Yeah,
Right? Is that how you
yeah.
say that?
It's like, yeah, like Larry was in Peak. Like it's I think it's Peak. Yeah. But yeah, it's like something like that. I think is like, you know, very chill. I don't know how I would feel about getting on anything more major than that. It's something like, I don't know. I've been finding more and more of the band is being taken out of our hands just based on like we can't keep up anymore. Like, we're trying to keep it as DIY as possible. Like, Frankie still makes most of the t-shirts, or for the online orders, like we go through someone who I'm friends with from the East Coast who does all those. It's just like a one-person operation. We're just trying to find a way to stay as close to like our DIY roots and as close to like that as possible, with still keeping up with like, you know, people want to see us in cities all over. So it's like, how do we get all these different places? Do we need someone to help us book? People want records. How do we do that? Like, you know, it's just, we're trying to find like some sort of balance, I guess, between more major, not DIY shit and still keeping who we are as like, not forgetting where we came from type stuff, not forgetting where we are right now type stuff.
Hell yeah. You said it best. Okay, Dante has something to say.
Yeah, what Kyle said.
Just have to say it. Yeah,
I'm gonna just back off what Kyle said. You know, the brought up in that last point. No, but it's true. Like, I think doing everything yourself is like just better because you do have the creative control of like, you choose the sound, you choose what goes out, and you choose how everything is in the end. So like the fact that like like small independent record labels are able to like give that and like Kyle to themselves, like that creative freedom is like, it's just much of a bonus, you know, because every label out, or every big independent label out there is like, they want you to do kind of certain things now. So it's like, and a label nowadays like won't do anything for you if you're like, if they're big in that sense. So like, I think if people the more people just do it, you're gonna see that growth and progress of like how people like really fuck with your shit or like your music. And like, at the end of the day, the music speaks for itself. So if it's good, people are going to listen to it. And if it's not, then like go home, try it again. But in terms of like record labels, I feel like the more DIY, the better. And I think Kyle's doing a great job at doing the self-first records for sure.
I am doing a great job. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Dante.
Kyle, for real. Oh, you want the deep cut? You want the real juicy?
Okay, so how does it feel when you guys are touring? Because I know you guys are going to go to Texas and you guys have been on tour before. What do you guys like to see in the audience, too?
What was that last?
What do you guys like to see in the audience?
In the audience?
See in the audience?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah, touring is super fun.
It's so fun.
We get to meet new people. We get to see new bands.
It's like a movie.
Yeah, it's especially like my favorite tour was the long one that we
Party
did.
Numb Self tour,
Yeah, Party
2022?
Numb Self, because it was just like we were all in the same van.
That shit was stanky. It was fun though.
Yeah. We were all like just hanging out all day, every day. I thought we were gonna get sick of each other, at least some people, but like
But
I
we
thought
all
like
kind of wanted
at
to
least
date each other at the end. It was
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
It was
It
hard.
was-
We all felt like we were breaking up when we left.
yeah.
'Cause we all were like I left, and then they all drove home, and then like
Frankie
they
was the
left.
first to leave.
Oh
into the
yeah,
plane.
yeah.
And then Kyle went home, and me, Matt, and then the numbers, and then everyone in Party Hats and good friend Gavin M. We all drove back in
your
the
really good
van.
friend Gavin M?
My really good friend
Oh,
Gavin
shit.
M.
That's my really good friend too.
Yeah, we all got along pretty nicely and well, and like it just sucked. It like we always thought and talked about like we could probably go like a little bit longer, you know.
Yeah,
but like
dude.
I think 10 days, 11 shows, 10 days was like a good experience in seeing like a good part of like the West Coast and like, you know, the other side of the states and up north. So definitely
was
fun.
It was a really, really fun tour. Touring is a lot of fun, for real. If you ever like start a band and like you're able to tour, do it, because it's like one of the best experiences ever. Like Anyone who complains about touring is soft, because that shit is so fun.
You're away from home. No.
We just got so bad karma from what you just said that this next tour is gonna be terrible.
Yeah, we're yeah, it's gonna be a rough one.
Get your guys' stuff stolen and everything.
Yeah. We've already been there. Yeah,
Been there, done that.
frick the Steelers in the Bay.
People in the Bay Area always get stolen from too.
Yeah, it's just so bad right now because they can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It sucks, dude.
That way you'll see it on your left a little bit.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
I'll come for you.
Okay, so you guys released a song named Francis, right? What is the meaning behind that song?
So
Buckle up, kids.
the name of the song is it's named after one of my favorite musicians.
My really good friend.
Frankie's really good friend, Francis Quinlan from Hop Along. That was definitely like a working title. It wasn't supposed to be the real title at the end because I'm like, I don't know. I just like it just feels weird to me that that's out there now. But but yeah, that's the song is just it's just about like people who inspire you. Like there's lyrics in there that are about different people who inspire me. And then I think one of the reasons why I chose Francis to be the namesake of the song was basically like during the pandemic, I kind of like I don't know how you say it. Like I know a lot of it was the same for a lot of people too, where I think a lot of people were just kind of like discovering themselves during that time. And so I kind of started like coming to terms more with my gender identity. And around that same time, they came out as non-binary publicly, and that was like my favorite band at the time and still is. So it just felt like oddly validating to share that with someone whose like music I was so drawn to. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I was like, bro, if you have to say something about that, you are bananas.
What do you guys think of like the newer bands, the newer up and coming like screamo, emo bands in the scene right now?
Yeah, I think it's super cool. Like we're playing with Claybirds tonight, who are super sick. We played with Jack's other band, Containment, before, and they're super cool too. They're not screamo, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why I brought that up, but anyways,
Throw yourself at someone, yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I try to like keep up as much as I can with what's coming out now and stuff.
It's definitely hard.
Yeah,
like
there's a
every day
lot.
is like a new like screamo band, which is cool, but also like it is pretty hard to keep up with like names and stuff. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, all the new bands are cool.
Yeah, what Kyle said.
Okay, so this is the last question. Do you guys have any new music coming up soon?
We really don't. Though.
We have a project coming up that I don't know if we're supposed to talk about, but
18-way split.
Yeah, 18-way split with every band. Every band ever is going to be on the split. 18 different bands
Killers.
from everywhere, all across the U.S. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. And then
so happy about, bro.
we're definitely trying to work on we have like most of a new album that we just need to like kind of solidify, and
They
then
have most of a new album. I haven't written shit yet. I gotta cook.
what happens is we keep getting we'll get like one song down, and then it's like we get busy with like playing shows and stuff, and then like, okay, well this song isn't quite ready for a show, so let's just like put it on the back burner for now.
Yeah.
And then we have to come back to it later, and it's like we're basically almost at square one.
Yeah, it's like starting from fresh again. Just because, like, I mean, for me at least, Kyle, like, they're like playing those songs, they know those songs, but being in a few different projects, I kind of like in that moment when we write the song, I'm kind of like influenced by one thing, and then like we'll go back to it, and it'll be like another thing, which could be like a total positive, but sometimes I really like what we've written, and then I totally forget it. But hopefully soon, we're really striving to do a full length very, very soon, so
a few more questions. I had like 2 more.
Hell yeah.
So no, literally. Like, what's your guys' credit card information? I'm just kidding. So a lot of you guys see. Okay, so a lot of you guys see you guys as like, a lot of people see you guys as like a staple in like this genre's music, and I wanted.
That's crazy. Just like.
So like, what advice do you guys have for people who are trying to like get on that grind of like making music and like doing what they want?
Do it, like for real. Like you're gonna suck in the beginning, and that's how every band is. And then you over the time get better. You get better. You get better. You figure out the chemistry between all the people in the band, and then you start writing songs that you really like and that everyone else really likes. And then, dude, like just put them on whenever you can. Like record them any way you can. Your iPhone is like
Voice memos is like the best.
It's decent. One of our songs was like a super, not versus self, but a super early song of my other band, like was off a phone, and like that was kind of the first song that like many people knew by us. So, and it was just off an iPhone. So do it. Like
What was the name of it again?
Fell. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just basically, if you're like, oh, how do we get a following? How do we, how are we going to be the biggest band we can as fast as possible? Then I'm not sure what a good answer for you is. I think if you're going at it from that angle, you're going to be missing a lot of the sincerity that, especially if you're talking about this genre, that is going to draw a lot of people to you. So I would say, like, just do it because you want to be doing it. Don't care if you are seeing, a lot of people at shows who are coming for you, or like if you're getting a lot of plays or whatever. Don't worry about any of that. I know personally, like, I was in bands for like 15 years before Versus Self, and nobody gave a shit about it ever. And I was never like, fuck, nobody likes any of my bands, I'm gonna quit. Like, because I wasn't doing it for that reason. I was doing it because I love playing music. So that's really the best advice I have for anyone, is just do it because it's something you want to do.
Also, like, one thing, too, like, everything that Kyle said, and then also, like, definitely be, like, in a sense, like, different, like, be original. I think when it comes to Versus Self in the current genre, there's not many bands that, I don't feel like Kyle like copied anyone in a sense. I think Kyle took what they were very influenced by, and even Greg in the beginning, like his drumming and then Kyle's guitar playing was very different. And like there's a few bands who do the whole like just one guitar player drummer thing, but like that in itself is kind of like an original and or like just different like move, you know what I mean? So I think just do something, like make a sound, like add something in your music, like take the core of like what you want and then like maybe throw in something like that like you would think might sound cool or like be cool. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Dante? Anything else? What was the question again?
I look forgot to.
Yeah, just do it.
Advice for people who are trying to start up like their own.
Yeah.
Just do it. You're going to hate yourself at first because it probably might not sound how you want it to, but it's just if you really love music, like truly love music, if you see through all the bullshit, if you put up enough fucking arguments, even with bandmates too, because like getting into band spackles is like I've been to a couple of projects where like back and forth and butting too. It's like we'll like really talk shit on each other, but like at the end of the day we're here for the music. Like we want to do this right, so like just have
healthy to have disagreements.
Yeah, it is. It's like I feel like if you don't every now and then, it would be like it'd be weird and too good, So it's kind of just like fight through it. Like as much as you think you're gonna hate it, as much as you don't like it, like if you really love music, keep doing it. Because like I didn't think that in a second like this or any of this would be to where it's at now. So the fact that it is just more of an encouragement to just keep going. And it really kind of like, it's cool. It's really cool to keep doing. So just keep doing it. Keep striving forward. Even if you have people on your back telling you you're not going to do it to like spite them and just say fuck them, Because like at the end of the day, like you're doing it because you really want to.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, something anyone said, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Yeah, just keep doing it.
I can't really say much other than that.
Okay. So this is the last thing. Do you guys have any shout outs? You guys want to talk about anyone?
We're good.
I'm just kidding. This is another one where it's like the same thing with like guilty pleasure music, where it's like now I'm like, what fucking bands are there? I'll say shout out Claybirds, shout out Quiet Fear,
Yep.
shout out Live Longer Burn Everything,
Yep.
shout out A Continent in Coma.
Yep.
That's who we're playing with tonight. I mean, like, just I'll say shout out my own record label, just because. Just go to Self-Verse Records. Check out every fucking band on the roster. I only put out stuff if I'm like really love it. So everything on there. Shout out Party Hats. Shout out Catalyst. Shout out Dim. Shout out Aren't We Amphibians?
Yo, for
Definitely
real,
shout out
our
Aren't
new
We.
single.
Yeah,
Carrion? Is that what Carry On?
yeah, that Carrion's the new one.
Bro, so
that's the new
good,
single.
so
They have a new EP
so
coming
good.
out. That I got to hear the whole thing of because I made tapes for it. It's so fucking good. Yeah. Shout out everyone on my label.
Yeah, this is hard. What Kyle said, like, shout out all our friends, like, everyone, all the homies from each place of the country that
East Coast,
we've met.
Texas.
Yeah, everyone. You guys are awesome. Anyone who thinks they should be shouted out, shout out to you. Yeah.
Personal.
Shout out Whataburger.
Whataburger's trash. Anyways, shout out Kyle and Frankie for real.
We're about to be in Texas, and you're just like, half our audience in Texas now is gonna be like, oh, fuck versus self. They said fuck. Fuck Whataburger.
Frankie, you the real one.
So like Whataburger's all right. I'll take back what I said and say it's all right.
Know the fuck is going on.
I know I'm about to eat it now because they're gonna be like, we're going to Whataburger. But
Legit, nothing I can eat there.
so shout out Kyle and Frankie for accepting me. Shout out this truck for being super loud.
No way. Got it, doggy?
6 set, bro.
Yeah, good set.
If it weren't for these two right here, I don't think a lot of things would be happening right now in the scene. So I'm very blessed and I'm very grateful to have them as my friends, and it means a lot. So thank you, Frankie and Kyle.
Yeah, no, you're welcome.
Shout out No Mirrors.
No.
Okay, well, that concludes our interview. Thank you, Versus Self, for letting me
If
do
you listen, if
this.
you listen, hell yeah. Go Jets.
You're watching Screamskill's interview.